going on, Skate Fam? It's your boy DJ Arco.
And I am the queen, and you are tuned in to Boss Talk.
Today we have the very, very, very spectacular, and actually you guys have heard her name mentioned on quite a few interviews that we've done. So, and there's some things I know I want to talk to you about because I'm trying to, what I'm saying, get some of them residuals. We have the fabulous Lynna Davis. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm wonderful. And how are y'all doing?
Just great. We're enjoying your scenery. We spoke about this earlier. You got the trees behind you, the
birds chirping,
buildings behind you and everything. It's nice little scenery.
The birds probably want to put on some wheels too.
I know.
Hey.
I know.
Hey.
Or ride on your shoulders.
There you go.
Yes.
Straight out of Disney. So we're going to start by asking you our signature question, and that is, how long have you been skating?
Wow. I'm thinking at least easy 20 years. And
20
maybe
years.
A little more.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So what actually got you into it?
Well, it was taboo in our family. I'm a Detroit girl. All the way from Motown.
Hey.
And we had a wonderful roller rink called the Arcadia. And my mother and father would not allow my brother and I to go to that roller rink. Well, he would get the keys to their car and we would roll down to the Arcadia roller rink.
Oh, so y'all was just taking a car and going, even though y'all was told
not? They didn't know. They thought we were going, maybe. Well, food shopping would have taken a lot, not that much time. But anyway, we would just say, oh, we're going by a friend's. And we would end up at the Arcadia roller rink. And the roller rink, oh my God, talk about how the people skated there. They were like locomotives. If you couldn't skate, you couldn't even get on that skate floor.
Wow.
So my brother and I, we would just stand up there and watch them in pure amazement. One time I got on the floor, I fell in love with skating from that time on.
Wow.
So did your parents ever find out what y'all were doing?
No, they did not.
They did not? Oh, y'all was good.
Well,
y'all was really good.
I know. And they were in unison too, at least,
You better not tell them. Oh man, that is funny. Interesting.
Yeah. So with your first pair of skates, since your parents didn't approve of that, so were you in brownies, or when did you get your first pair of skates?
Well, you know what? I was really, and not to knock brownies, because I was just getting ready to say I was truly blessed. I never had to put on a pair of brownies.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
After I moved from Detroit to New York to pursue an acting career. And from Detroit, I moved to LA because I understood that, the opportunities might be better there. And I lived right behind a roller rink. The roller rink was Flipper's roller rink.
Okay.
When you went to that rink, you would see people like Melvin from the Temptations, Cher, Lynette McGee.
Wow.
A huge Hollywood studded rink.
Okay.
And I used to go over there out of complete boredom because I lived right across the street. So I would go there at noon time and just practice. And I started getting so in tune to these skates that were actually built for me by a couple of guys that worked at the Roxy Roller.
Okay.
Nice.
When I turned and I went around backwards, I just knew I was going to be in the Olympics. Everything just started coming together and people were looking at me and applauding, and I'm going like, wow, look at this. I would say a few months later, I got a call from a fellow skater, and she said, Lynna, they're having auditions for skaters to go to Japan. I think you should audition. And I did. And that was my first job overseas in Osaka, Japan.
Nice.
Okay.
Another skater by the name of Sophia Bibbs and myself, we opened up for a group called Peace, Love, and Happiness.
Okay.
We were there for about 3 months. A wonderful, wonderful experience.
Wow. So would you say that was life changing for you? Like this particular experience was what really spearheaded you?
Yes, exactly. Because at that time, not only were we under contract for 3 months, but the pay was very decent, probably more than I thought I would ever make on roller skates.
Yeah.
So it was definitely life-changing.
Wow. Nice. So now you actually done some choreography as well, correct?
Yes, I have.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Little Miss Sunshine.
I did.
I was her coach.
Really? You know what's
movie.
funny? That's probably one of the few movies that if I were to go back to the hood, I wouldn't tell anybody I watched that movie and I liked it because it was actually a really good movie. It was cute. It was funny. It had a lot of emotion in it. It was great. And I like that. She was pretty cool. So yeah.
Well, I didn't know that I was going to get that job, but you know, I always say Almighty works in mysterious ways, but well, people say that, but Almighty always works in the right ways. And so after being her coach, things really started to escalate for me. I started to work on different television shows or skate on different television shows like Sex in the City, Law and Order.
Wow.
Any of those.
Show. That's my show. Good. I gotta find that.
What, Law and Order?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah. Well, I had a chance to stand next to a lot of them on set, which was really, really wonderful.
Wow.
And you know, so my wheels became like my purse. I always feel that when you are really, whatever it is that you really fall in love with, it will pay your way or pave the way.
Wow.
And from there, I ended up doing a lot of events for different weddings. Like if they had a 70s wedding, I would be the choreographer as well as casting for that.
Wow.
And I also did a big video. I don't know if you've heard of the DJ Avicii.
Yep.
But he had a #1 hit. Well, he had many hits.
Yeah.
And I became his casting director, consultant, choreographer for the Avicii You Make Me Official video.
Wow. Wow.
You also did the choreography for Trolls, correct?
I sure did. Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
I seen y'all with them little fluffy hats on.
Oh yeah, maybe I should have wore one of those hats today, one of those troll wigs. And you know, again, that came out of these people called me from LA because at that time I had come back to New York. And she said, you know, we have some information and we heard that you were really great and we want to know if you would like to come aboard. And what we're going to do is the promo for the Trolls movie. And I was like, who are these people? Somebody playing around? Really, I don't have time for you to be trying to hack me or play with me right now.
Right.
Where did you come from? So the lady kept emailing me. We had several phone conversations, and she said, well, what we're going to do, we're going to fly into New York to meet you in person. because I was going like, because I really don't know you at all.
Yeah.
And I've been giving you a lot of input, but there's no contract right now.
Right.
So she said, well, how would you feel if we put X amount of dollars in your savings account, your bank account? I said, well, that would secure everything.
No, that's right. Show me the money.
That would secure everything, because if you fake, at least I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
So anyway, they allowed me to bring 20 skaters in. They built this floor for us right behind Macy's. And that was the first time they ever changed the marquee of Macy's for the Troll movie.
Wow.
And I was so, again, what a blessing to watch them build this floor for us, rehearse, be there the night before, dress us, and bring 20 skaters aboard where they were all compensated.
Wow.
Just really was a roller skating high.
Wow. You got anything else like that? 'Cause I'm free. I'm available.
Okay, well, it's always coming.
I DJ, so
Skating DJ
on turntables,
Oh, I would definitely give you a ring, because there are some other really wonderful things up and coming. And a lot of times I don't like to speak of them. I just like for them to manifest. And then once you see it, you ask me, oh, was that you? Because, well, we want everybody to be happy for our success.
Right.
So I think the best way to keep it that way is to let it come out.
There you
and
go.
let them see you.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, in speaking with a lot of the skaters in the skate community, it's like a lot of people who skate now, they don't think of the potential of what can happen just by using your roller skates. Because if you think about it, for a lot of us, our roller skates aren't just our roller skates, they're like our voice. And we speak through our skates. We express our emotions through our skating. So it's interesting because you just never know where it will take you.
No, you never do. I've had the opportunity of skating for the former women of Chic. I don't know if you remember that song, Dance, 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 Dance. I just can't wait for Saturday.
Yeah.
They hired me to come aboard, and I took Roger G with me.
Roger G. That's the man right there.
And a couple of other skaters last summer. They had us join them again, and I was able to take 3 skaters with me. And again, like you said, you never know where the wheels are going to take you.
Right.
And it's really important, I think, for us to not only be fabulous at what we do in reference to skating, but personality and attitude and a business mind is very, very important.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because everybody wants to feel like they can be very comfortable with you on the set. So there are certain guidelines that you have to follow. And even if you're like one of the best skaters in the world, you may not get a job if you can't follow directions.
Right.
And one of the things that directors do not want you to do is tell them how to run their show.
Hey.
Gotcha.
Hey.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's why they hired you. You didn't hire them. Yeah.
So now
bingo.
So now we know I guess the good side of it, of course, it could be financially good and so forth, but being that you've been in the industry of, not just roller skating, but in the entertainment, what's the downside?
The downside is, for me, I learned a long time ago not to take anything personal if I didn't get the job. Because before you walk in that door, they already know pretty much who they want.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's your type.
Mm-hmm.
It's who's going to have the box office draw,
mm-hmm.
and a host of things and guidelines that they have to go by. The downside is the downside is you can never go into an audition being insecure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know you're the most fabulous skater, actress, singer that they could ever see. And for us, and now that we're talking about how Black Lives Matter, we had to be 10, 20 times better than everybody.
Yeah.
In order to get through that door.
Yeah.
Because I remember them saying so clear to me, oh, she's not like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like them. She's this. And I really couldn't figure out what they were really saying at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember having an audition in LA for Mr. Spielberg.
Ooh.
And he told my agent, he said she was fabulous, but she's too ethnic.
Oh.
And I was going like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So again, it's really knowing who you are as a person. And I know that can happen daily because we're always growing. You have to be very transparent with yourself, not take it personal, but when it's your time, it's your time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow.
And one of the things that you have, I saw that you started your Skate to Fame. And can you tell the people a little bit about what you try to instill in people with that in their journey to become a acclaimed skater?
Well, when I started getting paid for skating, I just said, well, I think all skaters should.
Yeah.
There's so many times when we love what we do, but we're not compensated. So that was my whole goal, to be able to take as many skaters as I could to the table with me, choreograph them, get them ready on a professional note to perform. And that's what Skate to Fame is about.
Okay.
Again, when you walk through that door, you have to walk through that door being able to take directions.
Yeah.
Don't walk in telling somebody how you think it should be done.
Yeah.
I watched a girl who definitely would have gotten hired, and it was for Cynthia Rowley. It was for Fashion Week. And I called in this skater, and they were dressing her. She was saying, no, that would look better on me. This would look better on me. Oh, no, how about that over there? She just talked herself out of a job.
Wow.
So Skate to Fame, I will take you through those points that will allow you to have many points. And once you walk into an audition, you know how to handle yourself, because it's not about your talent sometimes.
Right.
You could be one of the best skaters in the world, but if your personality, if I could just be honest, sucks, you won't get that job.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to almost come through there really humble in a sense.
Yeah.
Confident, but humble.
Right.
If the director says, take 3 steps, when you get on your 3rd step, turn left. You can't walk 5 steps and turn to your right, because that's not what he asked you to do.
Right.
Because there's so much money involved in the industry that they don't want to take chances on having somebody have 500 takes, because you're only going to get 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, essentially, at the end of the day, they're looking for a product.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to be marketable. And I remember we spoken with someone before I'm in an interview, that was something that they touched on. Like you basically have to be marketable. If you're not marketable, they're not going to have an interest in you, because at the end of the day, they're in the business to make money.
Right.
So you have to be a product that they will be interested in. And like you said, you could be the best skater in the world and not make the cut, or you could be the not so greatest skater in the world, but you do make the cut. And it's because of how you projected your energy, because of how you
precisely
yourself.
Yes.
So I'm kind of like in between. So again,
he needs a lot of help, sis. So he needs the Skate to Fame A to Z makeover.
I wouldn't say A to Z, maybe like, maybe X, Y, something like that. You know.
Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. Well, just being here on this show, y'all are like awesome to even have this platform for us.
Thank you.
Because again, it will open many, many, many doors. Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, when I came in, I had no idea when I left Detroit that I was going to become a pro skater, an actress, a stunt woman. I have 18 stunts under my belt.
Yeah. Wow.
I had no idea that I would be doubling.
So tell us about some of these. Tell us about some of these stunts. Like, what's the craziest thing you ever had to do? You had to jump through a flaming building, or something like that, or what's the craziest stunt that you've ever had to do?
Well, it was for a Sprint commercial, and I had to fall 5 stories.
Oh,
wow!
When I got there, I was the only female at the audition.
Okay.
I said, "Okay, where's everybody? Am I the only nutcase here?"
Right.
But I ended up booking the commercial, and it did extremely well. It went national. After that, I ended up, even before that, I ended up doubling Grace Jones.
Oh, hey.
Now, you see how tall Grace is.
Yeah.
They would put me on Apple boxes to stand up just to do her stand-in work.
Right.
And then I ended up doubling her when she was supposed to be delivering the bottle of Scronze. That was me.
Okay.
I actually gave birth to that bottle.
All right now. All right now.
Wow.
And then Nebuchadnezzar Wright in Dead Presidents. And what's so wonderful about all of these things, you get residuals. So I always call them miracle checks. Sometimes you could be down to your last little ching ching, and you go to your mailbox and you go, "Oh God, thank you for this miracle check." And my last stunt job, and I would say last at that time, was the one with Will Smith.
Okay.
Where they had.
His phone broke up. Right. Oh no, the phone broke up. Somebody actually might be calling her.
She was going to tell me about my Hollywood husband. She cut off.
She might have gotten a phone call. Yeah. Because whenever you get a phone call, you're on Zoom, it just cuts you off.
They need to let her be great. Don't they know she's doing an interview?
They must not know. They must not know. Because I'm sure trying to figure out how to get some of them
the residual check. You got to do something to get a residual check. That means you got to go to Skate to Fame, her school, so she can teach you how to go in and do a good casting call. Yeah. You got to do some headshots. See, this you don't like to smile. I don't know if they're gonna give you any stuff because you don't want to smile.
I do smile. I always smile.
It involves opening your mouth like you see your teeth. That just because you turn your mouth up a little bit, don't call it a smile.
All right, so we actually lost her. I think she got a phone call. Maybe it's Hollywood calling her. I'm not sure.
I know.
So we'll wait a couple of seconds and see if she comes back.
Need to go ahead on and let her be great on Skaters Konnect.
Yeah. But as we were saying, it's interesting though about where your talents can take you.
I know.
Especially if you have the right people. But of course, that involves listening and being able to take instructions and, so forth. Because sometimes it is hard to take instructions,
But it's
especially when
not
you think,
even it's not even all the time all the right people, because like she said, she didn't know what she was doing. She kind of learned by, the process, just fails and successes. So sometimes just, stepping out on faith and trying to do it on your own, just like, oh, I can do this, having that confidence to do it and feeling that.
right.
Because that can take you a long way too.
Yeah,
And
really can. Yeah.
listening to what they're looking for and asking you to do,
Mhm.
listening and being able to deliver. Because like she said, they already have in their mind what they want.
Right.
I need someone who's this tall, who's this color, who's this body shape to be able to perform this job.
Right. And time is money.
Yeah,
So
time is money. Like you said, you're a product.
Right.
That's it. You're a product. Like, you're another one on the shelf. If you're not gonna bring some money to me, then you're not valuable to me. Therefore, I'm gonna keep you moving.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that is a big part of, and I think it's hard for people to realize that. Like she was talking about the young lady who was like, "Oh, I think I'll look good in this or I'll look good in that." I already know what you're gonna wear.
Right.
It's not your choice of what you're gonna wear.
And I'm just like this. Y'all paying me. Y'all tell me what do y'all want me
So
to
you
wear?
gonna cut all my hair off? What you want to do?
Oh, I don't know about that. I like my hair. Y'all want me dressed up like Barney or something? That's cool.
In that troll movie with that fur hat on.
I sure would have been. I've been one of the coolest trolls in there.
They did. It was the casting of like a whole hodgepodge of age groups and men and women and kids.
This was like a live play or something like that.
Trolls the movie.
Trolls the movie.
Yeah, Trolls the movie.
Well, I remember seeing Trolls, but I remember the animated one. So the same one, or is it because there was a scene in the animated one where they were actually at the skating rink. And I remember that because I was sitting there watching that with my son. And I was just like, oh, they rolling, like they rolling.
Well, they were rolling when I saw the choreography. So I don't know if these were the actual. They used them and animated them. But yeah, we can ask her that, because it was like she said, they were outside of Macy's, but in the YouTube videos that they posted of the practicing, they did some out of character and then some with the troll hats on and the uniforms on. So I'm assuming that they animated them their skills as they were doing the steps. So
yep, she's coming back in. So let's go ahead and add her back in here.
That's very interesting. It's a very vivid resume that she has.
Yeah, very. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get her back here. Says she was back. Here she comes. She's coming back in. And it's about to connect. There she is. Hey, there you are.
Yes, ma'am.
My device overheated.
Oh.
So it shut down on me.
Oh.
So I guess things were getting kind of hot.
I know, that's what we were talking about. Like, we started talking about that money.
Oh.
We started talking about all that money, them checks coming in the mail. They was like, oh, we got to shut this down.
They're talking too much.
Well, it's probably in my P.O. box waiting for me right now.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah. So while we were waiting for you to come back, we were just talking about how, you were talking about how people have to make themselves available to do what the directors and people that are asking for them to do, and just how you can teach them how to be well in this journey. So, and like our coach said, that they're a product and they have to understand that they're there to do a job. They can't make demands. You're there to do what I asked you to do, period.
Right.
Yes, so very true. I've even had some people come aboard with me that wanted to tell me how to run things. And at one point I got slightly offended, but then I said, they're here. I'm happy they're here. And once they receive their check, I don't think I'll have them back again. And that would go for any agent or anybody that did all of the paperwork and everything that it takes to bring a person aboard. It's just not like, a phone call and you come. There's a lot of work that has to be prepared before you can even bring in the talent.
Right. So Lynna, tell us your full resume, because you're a choreographer. Obviously, you're a skater because that's what brought you here. But you're a choreographer. You're an actress. Tell us all the things that you do.
All the things that I do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, or all the things that
have done, do, because you got a long resume.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. It takes just that. If you're an actress, you have to be an actress that can move well. Okay. If you're a dancer, you have to be a dancer that can sing. If you're a skater, you may have to be a skater that can do routines. You might be a skater where you only have to do freestyle. So there's just a lot of things. You have to really come fully well-rounded as an entertainer in order to move forward. Because if one talent isn't working for you, the other one will.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Must so now, be well-rounded.
For those who are looking to get into it, would you suggest they find an agent first, or does the agent find you, or how does that happen?
They should come to my class first, so I can prepare them, because I'm vested in Screen Actors Guild, and being vested in Screen Actors Guild means that you've worked so much, so you know the ropes. Yeah. So if they came to me, I would have all of the paperwork, all of the other classes that they may have to take. I would have all the information for all of the auditions, legit auditions, because there's a lot of stuff out here that's not legit. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Okay. We know what you mean, though.
No, we know what you mean. Yeah, we know what you mean.
So I would have everything for them step by step.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. When you say legit auditions, because yesterday we spoke with Terry Davis. Oh no, that's Miss Morning.
Yeah.
Terry Davis, yeah. And
I love Terry.
Yes, he told us you sent him a opportunity that he
Yes, I sure did. Yes, Terry and I worked together.
His skates. And he was just so bummed
He's
about
still heartbroken about it.
He's still heartbroken.
Oh, I would always call him back. He's a wonderful human being. He really is.
Yeah, he really is.
Very talented and very easy to work with. And, he really knows what's going on in the industry as well.
Yeah.
But he's rather busy too,
Yeah, we know he's protecting and serving. So yeah, we understand. So when she calls you and tell you she have an interview, it's legit.
Yes, that's right. It's legit. Yeah. Because I don't have time to mess around.
Yeah.
I mean, who has time to waste? Today, there's so much going on.
Right.
We are really, just take, I was looking for my mask because that's our new lip gloss.
Yes.
Did we know we were going to be wearing masks? Yeah. And now a lot of things will probably be Zoom because we really don't know where the entertainment industry is going.
Right.
Let alone roller skating.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
Because New York hasn't opened back up any of the theater, correct?
No, that probably won't happen until they said maybe 21.
Wow.
Because of the social distance.
Okay. And so how is that? Obviously, it's a big impact on you because your whole life is performing.
Yes, it is. But you know what? The quiet time, you'd be surprised how many different things come your way.
Okay.
Because I always say, in God's house, there's many mansions. And we have mansions and mansions of talent that we haven't even discovered yet. But you have to be still in order to hear.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
He didn't let us know right now. Y'all finna to be still because y'all gonna hear this message
Be
now.
still. Be
That's
still.
right.
Be
Be
still.
still.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every knee shall bow. You know,
Yes.
it's amazing. And I just know that it's going to be a fabulous outcome, more than what we could ever dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, sometimes I sit back and I think, maybe all this is happening for us to actually just reset ourselves.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
reset. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But you know what? Y'all need to slow down. So let me just reset y'all real quick. And
Thank you.
be still. Think about what's going on. Try to make it do what it do. Again, yes, it's gonna be hard financially, emotionally, everything like that. But just take this time to use that brain power.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Use that
That
brain
internal,
power.
that internal instinct of all those things, because I know that I've spent more time with people, my close friends, than I've spent, even though we keep our distance, but we talk on the phone more. We just do more things together instead of texting. And social media is great because it has connected us in so many different ways.
Yeah.
But when you have that one-on-one connection with your creator, nothing can beat that.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
And I think a lot of times people look at this like it's a bad thing, but like you were saying, it's an opportunity to reset because you might have been that person who wanted to start your own business but was scared to. And now you've lost your job and now you have nothing but time to focus on how am I going to make this work for me. So, everything doesn't have to be looked at as a negative. If you take that energy and turn it into something positive, you can come out on top.
And sometimes we don't quite understand why. But
Right.
It always will let us know. We will always know whatever it is that we're supposed to know. It will definitely surface.
Yeah. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoy speaking to all of the people that we've had on this show because everybody kind of gives you those little, as you call it, nuggets. Because right now I feel like I'm talking to the Dalai Lama of roller skating. So I'm just like, man, this is like really dope. So for you, what is roller skating for you?
What is roller skating?
Yes,
to me,
for you. Yeah, what is it
for
you?
me?
Yes.
An unlimited expression of what I feel inside of me when I put those wheels on. Because sometimes I really think I'm going to soar. Sometimes I forget that it's me that's skating. There's something inside of me, the freedom to be able to move and do and express myself any way I choose to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what skating is for me.
That's amazing.
Not a competition. Just being who you are.
Yeah.
The freedom of that. That's what skating is for me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Another question that I like to ask because I always like to hear other people's perspective on this, and that has to deal with right now. What do you think the skate world needs right now?
Unity. Definitely. You know how they're talking about Black Lives Matter? In order to change anything, we have to change things within ourselves.
Yeah.
And I really think that the skate world could be more supportive to each other, not to be on social media tearing each other down. Everybody doesn't have to think the same way.
Right.
But if you have a misunderstanding with someone and you can call them or message them, do that. but don't tear people down.
Yeah.
Socially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
need each other.
right.
We need each other.
Yes.
Communication is a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
So let's communicate. Let's make it better. No, you don't have to think the way I think. I don't have to think the way you think. But the respect for each other will take us will take us to that level, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what the world does. If we don't have that within and we don't treat each other right, we can really hang it up.
Yeah. That's true.
That's for sure.
And what better time to do it than now?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, I think that outdoor rinks, if they're going to open, we don't know if that's going to happen. I am right now the vice president of the Central Park Dance Skaters.
I was going to ask you about,
and all of our permits have been canceled. Not only ours, but any events that were coming to Central Park because of COVID-19.
Okay.
And so everybody's going to have to create a different platform if skating is going to be that important. But love each other. You don't have to like the person. Respect and love.
How about that?
Yeah.
So the one thing you said was we need to be more unified. How could we as an individual, because I mean, you cannot bring unity to someone who doesn't want it, but for those who do want it, or maybe they're not even sure what it looks like what could we do as an individual to just impact one person? I mean, you want to impact a multitude, but just if we start at one person at a time, what could each individual do to bring that positivity back to skating? In your opinion, what's the one thing you could do just to try to bridge that gap?
First of all, listen to another human being. Listen. Again, you don't have to love what they're doing. Or you don't have to like what they're doing, but respect what they're doing.
Right.
And if you want to know how a person got to where they are, have a conversation instead of envy. Oh, well, how did she get this? She ain't that good. And this, that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Let's unite by embracing.
Right.
Embracing each other.
Yeah.
Don't have to like it. Just embrace.
Yeah.
The world is vast. You don't have to go to lunch with that person. But don't tear them down because you're threatened by what it is that they do. And that's our problem as a race of people, I think.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Before we will build each other up, we will tear you down. And I kind of think that has to be a no-no because everybody can see what's going on. If we don't respect each other, how is the world going to do that?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is a true fact.
And what's funny is that, we don't realize it, but when we're, as it was said, hating on somebody else, or if somebody's hating on you, or just whatever the case is, you're, in a sense, segregating yourself. And you're not allowing yourself to come to a potential that you may be able to get to with this person who you're, instead of trying to get their knowledge, you're envious of them, and that person may actually be your ticket, and vice versa, because, I always say the greatest distance between two people is a misunderstanding. And
oh, wow.
95% of it is misunderstanding.
Yes.
Or they'll base you off of how somebody else feels about you.
Yes.
And they don't get to know you. No, you good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
No, that was pretty much it. It's just that they're basing their likes off of somebody else's experiences with you or them or whatever the case is, and that's an experience that you'll probably won't even have, you know. So whatever they have going on, that's personal between them. It doesn't have anything to do between me and you, or
exactly.
those two people, whatever the case is.
Exactly. I know, I would be at a rink and people would say, Lynna, you know a lot of people, but you're always by yourself. But I really never was by myself. For whatever reason, I would pick a place to sit and I would just sit there. And then people would come over and they would start to talk. And then somebody might have an issue with someone else. And they would say, that person did this, that person did that. I said, well, listen, can we call the person over? So that person so we can all talk? Because right now you're talking to me about something that I'm not even involved in.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you call that person over, maybe we'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Because, one side of the story is not the story.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And don't we know that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So what's next for you? What do you have going on next?
Well, I have a couple scripts that are being looked at right now. They're both TV shows. Because of COVID, yeah, because it is the core.
Yeah.
We don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
But so they're being looked at right now. There's a couple TV shows that are on the desk of some producers as we speak. Other than that, I'll just wait till I hear what the Almighty has to say.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are looking for the next Billy D. Williams,
keep looking.
Oh, you're so funny. You are so funny. Well, no, listen. Billy had his days, and he had some wonderful days.
My favorite
he had some wonderful days.
Look, my favorite movie is Lady Sings the Blues. When he came in there and said, "You gonna wait for my hand to fall off?"
So I'm at
that was wonderful.
You gonna wait for my skate to fall off? That's what I'm gonna have to use.
That's right.
Oh man.
And I'm sure when skating opens up again, I'm going to have my own ring. It's a gift
right now.
Hey,
it's a gift. It's a gift.
Hey.
And you know what? I drew that club, that rink, a long time ago. Maybe when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
See,
so it's going to come to full manifestation.
Into existence.
Yes.
That's right. You speak it into existence. And look, when you call us and say, "Hey, girlfriend, that my rink is open," we there.
Oh, hey.
Hey, you know what? You're gonna have your own booth. Because you're gonna be the radio station there.
Okay.
You're gonna be the radio station there. Yes.
And we're gonna be live, y'all.
That's right. Live and in living what?
Color.
There you go. But you know what? That's dope, though. You know that you had this vision way back all those years, and you're still working towards it. You know, some people will just give up, but you really can't put a time on reaching your dream or your goals. You know, because sometimes it does take time.
That's right. Because I'm a living witness. I always loved Diana Ross. Love Diana Ross. Okay. My mother would say, "Oh, your girl is going to be on television tonight." I can't stand her, but turn on, because they heard weird things about Diana because of the Supremes.
Right.
Lo and behold, who do I meet?
Diana.
I had a job, as a matter of fact. I got a call from an agent, and the agent said, "Hey, Lynna," it was a singing gig. He said, "You want to go to China? And there's also a gig in Vegas." And I said, "I'll take Vegas." So he goes, "No, you have to take both." So I said, "Well, what are they paying? Well, what is it paying?" And so when he told me with my little smart self, I said, "Well, you tell that agent that fortune cookies don't pay my rent.
Hey, hey.
Yes, I said that. Oh Lord, when I hung up that telephone, I went, I said, God, I said, God, you know I need to work. I need to work. My phone rang. Less than 2 minutes later, and an agent said, hey, Lynna, hey, you have any gowns, formals? Like if you were at an award show? I said, do I have them? I have enough to dress a lot of people. So he said, okay, so are you available to work on this day? Yes, I am. And he said, so I'll call you with all the information, if not later today, tomorrow. So he called me back and said, I can't book you on that show. Wow. I said, okay. He said, but tomorrow, go to this address and they will have something for you. I go to that address and I walk in the door. The guy goes, you must be Lynna. I said, yes, I am. He handed me this manila envelope and he said, you'll be singing. And I said, singing? For who? And he threw his hands up in the air. Like, I don't know. So as I walked out the door, I opened. As I'm walking up the street, I opened the envelope. And guess who I was singing?
Hey.
Diana Ross.
Wow.
Queen
on the movie Double Platinum.
Wow.
Now she cut us out. Everybody said, you know, she was gonna cut you off. I don't care. Because I got a chance. I got a chance to meet the boss. I've had dreams about her.
Right.
I had a chance to take photos and her and private conversations with her.
Right.
Yeah.
So that did it for me.
What'd you say? I don't care, y'all cut me out.
Yeah.
Right, cut me out. I still got paid. Just make sure the check comes to the right address. So, no, the sky is not the limit. And certainly age is not.
Right.
We live in a timeless world. And if you think that way, that's how things will come to you. But if you limit yourself and you let others do that to you, then you stunt your own growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That is so cool. So we are definitely waiting for the rink because, you know, I love New York is always, I love to visit, don't want to live because it's too busy, but I love to visit New York. So we're waiting and I know it's coming.
Yes. Well, you know, as soon as they open up things a little more, you can always come and visit me.
Okay.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, because we want to. We never been to Central Park and skate in Central Park.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually one of my bucket lists. I've done Venice Beach already, so got to do Central Park.
Oh yes. Yes. Oh, Venice Beach is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Venice Beach used to really be great, but they let they turned it into one of those skate parks, but not roller skating parks, but for, you know what I'm trying to say.
Like skateboard.
Skateboard park, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everything will get back to normal, and you know, I definitely thoroughly enjoy speaking with you.
Yes.
And
oh wow, my
pleasure. Gotta chat it up some more.
Yeah.
So, how can the skaters connect with you?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
How can the skaters connect with you?
Oh, connect with me? Oh, okay. Social media, Instagram. My links are all there. If you type in Lynna Davis, Lynna Moving Star, Nay Blessings, Skate to Fame, all those AKA names, you should find it.
So you cannot miss the sister. She's out there. And she's moving. You know, I was watching a YouTube video of you, and it was about, I want to say 9 or 10 years ago. It was a Caucasian lady. She was singing "Clap Your Hands," and you were dancing. Or, I mean, skating. I'm sorry. it was I can't remember where you were, but she was singing. Your skating was on point. Her singing, not so much, but you was working it, girlfriend. And you probably had you just said whatever. You just go ahead and do your thing. I hear the music. I'm not even listening to you no more.
That's right, because when you have to do what you have to do, right?
No, that's right. Oh goodness. Well, there you have it, Skate Fam. You know,
Yes.
make sure you guys definitely reach out to her, follow her on social media.
Definitely.
Check out that Skate to Fame.
That's
Check
right.
out that Skate to
Oh,
Fame.
thank you.
Yeah, definitely. If you're thinking about,
I love you guys. You are so wonderful.
Oh, thank
you. And I want to thank Ice.
Oh yeah.
From Philly for recommending me. Thank you,
yeah.
Ice.
Most definitely. Always shout out to Ice.
Yes, Ice, baby.
Hey.
So, and also for the skaters out there, next time you guys see a guy on the silver screen, looks like Billy D. Williams.
It won't be him.
With a DJ Cole shirt on.
It won't be him.
You know. You know.
He has a new agent when they because only you can pull that off.
Coach, he can. Both of you are definitely our stars, okay? And thank you for this platform that you've created for us. I think it's so wonderful. Yeah, it's just wonderful.
Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. And we're going to keep it going for as long as we can because we love speaking to people in the skate community such as yourselves who are really, bosses. Yeah. You know, in our eyes, you guys are bosses, which is why it's called Boss Talk. The movers and shakers in the skate community who is not only doing things, but they're making a difference as well.
It's very fulfilling.
Yeah, very fulfilling and very knowledgeable. Very, I mean, we're soaking in a ton of knowledge and information, on a daily basis, just speaking to everyone. And you just never know what you get from someone else's story because everyone, like we always say, everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and you never know who you may impact. You never know what information they may garnish from your words and from your wisdom. So we greatly appreciate it, 100%. So for everybody who's tuned in and listening, as always, we greatly appreciate you guys. Skaters Konnect is skaters connecting. We cannot do this without you guys, so we greatly appreciate it. And until next time, we will see you on the wood.
See you on the wood or the pavement.